Okay, here's our Buoy 10 update for Sunday, August 4th. Today we started a lot earlier. We started at 6 a.m. and we stayed inside the river all day long. And truth be told, I was very encouraged by the number of Chinook that we saw, that we personally hooked into and landed, and that we saw caught. So the river does have a lot of fish in it, and now that we've reached the peak of the tides and they're starting to fall, hopefully we see more Chinook start to pile in and the bite gets better and better. Today we had 2 doubles. We landed probably 12, 13, 14 fish, somewhere in there. We kept 4 and just 4, and the reason why is because all of the rest of the Chinook that we caught today were about 23 inches. It is insane the number of smaller Chinook that are out there this year, and hopefully that is very promising for our returns next year. Or maybe we just have a lot of stunted Chinook. I mean, it is unbelievable how many of them we've been catching these last few days. And what's also unbelievable is how hard they fight. I had one today, is 23-inch Chinook, strip out. We had the bow rod at 20 feet on the line counter, and it had us out to 120 feet before we could even get the lines in and the boat turned around. I thought we had a 20, 25 pounder on. Nope, it was a 20, 23 incher. That's what it was. Oh, brutal. But it was a really fun day today. Had a great crew. Couple of, first the ocean report from guys I talked to that were out there. It was nice this morning, and then it lumped up. Some guys found them and got all their fish. Other guys struggled. Again, it goes back to what I mentioned earlier in other reports, that we're finding a lot of these micro schools. If you land on them, bam, you get your fish, you're done, you're out of there. If you're not landing on them, you're searching a lot, and it's onesie twosies, and you're just picking away at your hatchery and wild fish, and just hopefully getting to a point where you get your limit. A lot of short biters, and the reason why is because they're just plumb full of fish. They're full. So that's the ocean report. A couple of little side notes. Again, saw several other boats up on sandbars today, so please be careful out there. If you're not familiar with the area, go slower. And also, the Coast Guard came on to Channel 16 and 22 Alpha today and made a notice to mariners that said that the Ilwaco Channel from the harbor all the way out to the entrance of Ilwaco Channel is now a no-wake zone. So not just the section there next to the boat ramp or in front of the Coast Guard station, the entire Ilwaco Channel from the entrance to the harbor is a no-wake zone. So quick heads up. We're also seeing a lot of red tide in the river right now, and that is typically from the there we go. That's typically from the really warm river, which right now is at about 71 degrees, hitting that cold ocean water, and those two temperatures coming together create that algae bloom, which is red tide. At least that's what it's been explained to me. And today when we were catching our fish, we could not be in that red tide. We were on a really good bite there for a little while, and then that red tide flushed in, bite dead. So we swung around, ran back upriver a little ways, got in that green water again, dropped in, and bang, right away started catching fish. So the red tide, fish don't want to be in there. Again, I've been told I should probably do my own research. What a surprise, right? But I should probably look into it a bit more, but I've been told that it's because that red tide with that algae sucks up a lot of the oxygen in the water, and the fish don't obviously want to be in that, especially when the water temps are 70, 71, so there's already a lower oxygen content. So tomorrow I actually have nobody booked. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to head down to the boat in the morning. I got a lot of stuff to work on, so plenty to do. But I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is a handful of tech tip stuff. I might do 2, 3, 4 videos, or just maybe one long one. But talking about the gear, the rod, reel, line, how to rig your baits, and your line angles while trolling. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a direct message through social media on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll be sure to try and get them answered up tomorrow since I have time. But today was a long day. Fished from 6 a.m. till about 4:30, but it was a fun day, especially with that much action this early in the season. It's great to see, especially on this tide set. Big tides, we should not necessarily struggle, but this early in the season, that big of a tide swing, not the best for Chinook, but hey, we're all still catching a lot of Chinook. I even heard, I think it was Nick Popoff, Peel the Reel, I heard that he might have had a triple today. So, man, there's some fish here. It's really good to see. Hopefully it continues to build, and we see more and more fish caught. Hopefully it's not a flash in the pan, but time will tell. as is typical down here and as is typical with fishing. All right, guys, we will see you later on. Bye.